Okay, hi everyone. So today we are going to go through the types of circuit in this lecture. So we are talking about the types of electrical circuits. In this we are going to discuss the ways in which resistors could be connected. So we have two ways in which resistors can be connected to each other. One we call the series combination, and the other one is parallel combination. So two resistors, let us say these are the two resistors. If I connect one of the ends together, then these two resistors are said to be in series. Whereas if we connect both the ends of the resistors to each other, like here you can see one end I have connected, other end also if I connect, then these two resistors will be said to be in parallel combination, right? So here it's very clear what is series and what is parallel combination of resistors. Okay, so we will go through multiple questions, multiple numericals where we will analyze the series and parallel circuiting. But one thing to be remembered, because most of the places we get confused by seeing the resistors connected. So two resistors, remember, if only one end is connected together, then those resistors are in series. Only one end is connected together. Other ends, we don't care about that. This can be combined to other components, this can be combined to other components. Here in parallel combination, remember the phrase that both the ends are respectively connected together. Both ends are respectively connected together. That means you can see one of the end here is connected, other ends are also connected to each other, and they are said to be in parallel combination. So let us see some of the difference between series and parallel combination. So first, if we connect the two resistors in series, the equivalent or the net resistance is R1 plus R2. We will even derive this formula, but as of now let us just remember the difference. Parallel combination, equivalent resistance is given by 1 by RQ is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, and the two phrase that we will remember for series and parallel, using which we can do any kind of circuit questions. One, in series combination the current is same, whereas the potential difference is different. Remember, I am talking about the general circuit, because there are chances when the potential difference can be same if the resistors are equal. So we'll talk about those cases at a later stage, but as of now we will remember the keywords. Current is same, potential difference is different. In parallel combination, the potential difference is same across the two resistors and the current is different. So current is different across the two different resistors. Okay, so main thing I am highlighting that is to be remembered always, current is same, potential difference is different. Here potential difference is same, current is different in parallel combination. So I'll make a clear distinction here. Okay, so let us take an example. Let us say the two resistors, one resistance is, let's say, 6 ohm, another resistance R2 is 3 ohm. The question is to find the total resistance. You have to find the total resistance in number 1 series combination and number 2 parallel combination. Okay, so here in series combination we'll directly use the formula. See, we want to find total resistance. Total means the equivalent, right? When I'm using the word equivalent, that means the net or the total resistance. So total resistance in series, we will apply the formula that R equivalent is R1 plus R2, right? In series, we get the total resistance using R1 plus R2, and that will be 6 ohm plus 3 ohm, and that will be 9 ohm is the answer. Next, talking about the parallel combination. So guys, in parallel combination, we will again apply the formula that 1 by R equivalent is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So putting the values, 1 by R equivalent is 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3, right? I have just put the values of R1 and R2 in the formula, right? So it's given R1 is 6, R2 is 3. So if we simplify, it will become 6 here, 1 plus 2. So from here, we get 1 by R equivalent is 3 by 6, and that implies R equivalent is 6 by 3, right? We needed equivalent resistance, not 1 by R equivalent. So that will be 2 ohm, and this is the answer. So I hope you all guys have gone through how to find out the equivalent resistance in series and in parallel. Okay. So what can be concluded here about the series and parallel? In series combination, the resistance, or we can say the total resistance, increases, whereas in parallel combination, total resistance decreases. You can see the resistances were 6 ohm and 3 ohm as given in the problem, right? So here the total resistance in series came out to be 9 ohm as we found here, and total resistance in parallel came out to be 2 ohm, right? That means what we observe, that in series combination the total resistance is increased, whereas in parallel the total resistance decreases. Now guys, in the previous lectures we have seen that more resistance means lesser current it will allow through it, right? So it is very clear that the resistance in parallel combination decreases, so there will be more current observed in parallel combination as compared to the series combination. Okay, so which circuit we will prefer? We will of course prefer the parallel combination. Why? Because there are two advantages. Let us write those advantages, because that will make us very clear why we prefer parallel combination. One, you can see guys, the effective resistance decreases. That means it has tendency to allow more current to pass through it, right? So it will allow more current. So effective, or you can say the net resistance, or you can say the total resistance, or even the equivalent resistance, that decreases, right? Number two, components which are connected in parallel combination. Components connected in parallel can be operated independently. For example, let us see why and how the components can be operated independently. So let us say we have the two resistors, or let's take the example of electrical component. Let's say this is a bulb, and let's say there is a TV. So if I connect them in parallel combination or in parallel mode, we can say, here we can say that when I want to watch TV, I just switch it on. If I want to just glow the bulb, I will switch this on. If I want both of them to operate, I will switch both of them to be on. So here you can see if one of the component is on, let's say this switch is on and this switch is off, the current coming out from this source can be a battery, for example, let's say, that current cannot pass through this branch because we have seen current requires a closed path, and here the path is not closed, it is open here, right? And that's the reason current coming out from the battery will follow this path and only bulb can be operated, right? Similarly, you can see if I turn this bulb off and the TV on, now the current will follow this path to complete the circuit, to pass through the complete or closed path. In this way, only TV can be operated and bulb cannot be operated. But on the other hand, let's see here, this is the bulb and this is a TV. Let us say both of them have switches, and now one of the switch is on, another is off. Will the devices work? Will either of the device work? Answer is no, because the current requires closed path. Even if you switch one of the component on, the other is off. So current do not have a closed path here to follow, right? So we can see if the component here, if I want the current to flow, both of them should be on or both of them should be off. That means I cannot operate both of them individually or independently, right? So this proves that parallel combination will be even preferred in the household circuitings, right? So we will remember parallel combination is preferred in household circuitings, right? In the household, whatever electric circuits we have, all the components are connected in parallel. That is, whenever we want whatever components to operate, we can operate them individually or independent of each other. So let's just sum up, because we have gone through major discussions between series and parallel combination. So we will just highlight the bullet points here, and in the next lecture we will follow up the numericals based on series and parallel combination of resistors. So here, first, in series, two resistors connected, the equivalent resistance were given by R1 plus R2. In parallel combination, equivalent resistance was given by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, right? That means 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. In parallel combination, components operated independently, right? We can operate them independent of each other. In parallel combination, the effective resistance or the net resistance decreases, whereas in series combination, the equivalent resistance or the net resistance increases. In series combination, the current is same throughout and potential difference is different. In parallel combination, current is different and potential difference is same. So these are the main points that we will remember for series and parallel combination, and see you all in the next class, where we will see some of the questions based on the combination of resistors first, and then we will do the questions based on the circuits where we need to find the current, the potential difference across the resistors. So at that place we will require these two statements. So it's very important to remember them. Okay. All right guys, see you all in the next lecture.